What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this evening's Anfield Agenda news roundup. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to be giving you an update on the fitness of Chiesa and Jota. We're going to be speaking a little bit about Alphonso Davies, Martin Zubimendi, Omar Marmoush, and a few other reported transfer targets. So, that's what I'm going to be talking about, but you know what I'm going to ask you to do. Once you've watched the video, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. But most importantly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will be back tonight at 8:45 for the late night agenda, so I hope you can join me for that. But until then, let's get stuck into the news. Right, so we're going to start off with a bit of a positive update. Diogo Jota and Federico Chiesa were both training today at the AXA Training Centre, so hopefully this is a good sign ahead of Saturday's game against Fulham. Obviously, it was illness that kept Chiesa from being able to play against Girona, so we do expect that he will absolutely be in the matchday squad, and hopefully we will get to see Diogo Jota as well. Now, don't expect either of these two gents to start after being away for so long. Probably going to get 10-15 minutes towards the end and then build up their fitness over the coming weeks. But that is, of course, good news for Arne Slot, because you haven't heard much about it in the media, but we have had our own little injury crisis going on. But we do have the world's best goalkeeper back between the sticks, as we've seen against Girona. So hopefully this is the start of him getting back more options and less injury headaches. So we're going to speak about Alphonso Davies now, because there's been multiple reports that suggest that Liverpool would be in the mix if he does depart from Bayern Munich. We've always been told that that isn't the case from a Liverpool perspective, and that's been backed up now by a post that we put out earlier on that said multiple industry sources have said that Liverpool have expressed an interest in signing Alphonso Davies, and that he would be the most plausible destination for him to come to the Premier League. So Liverpool sources, though, have said that that isn't the case and that Liverpool aren't going to be in the mix for Alphonso Davies. And look, as we've always said to you, whenever it looks like there's going to be a bidding war, and in this case that would be around wages and signing on fee, you can pretty much almost certainly rule Liverpool out of these type of transfers, because we like to sail in under the radar or go for somebody without multiple people vying for their services. And Alphonso Davies probably isn't the right fit for us anyway, so I never expected him to be coming to Liverpool. When I say the right fit, I mean culturally on top of everything else. He kind of strikes me as somebody who'll end up at a Manchester United, or, you know, somebody that will perhaps pay bigger money than Liverpool will. So I want to speak now about Virgil van Dijk before we move on to some of the transfer stuff. Virgil van Dijk has been speaking about Chelsea and the fact that, are they in a title race or are they not in a title race? This is what our captains had to say. He said, I don't think they are going under the radar. Obviously, with the squad they have, the players that can come off the bench, we can talk about inexperience maybe, but they have the quality, they have the players to make it difficult for any team. So they are definitely up there. I think that they have shown it. Look, I think we have to treat them as a title contender until they show us otherwise. Right now, they are the closest ones to us in this Premier League title race. So hopefully we get back to winning ways ourselves in the Premier League on Saturday, and we can look to sit back and watch as they have some difficult games coming up, and hopefully some points are dropped. So look, that is the housekeeping side of stuff taken care of. Now let's get into the exciting stuff, the transfer talk. So Ben Bosak has said that, exclusive, understand Liverpool are back in for Mamadou Sonko. The club tried to sign him in January and he's been on Liverpool's radar since 2017. Didn't get much game time during the first 6 months at Ghent, but he's thriving again, and Liverpool are back watching his games. More info at Anfield Watch. So look, this would have to be one for the future. He's 19 years of age, if my memory is correct. He wouldn't be coming into play now. And also, he plays mainly as a left winger, to the best of my understanding. And that is one position I think we'll all agree Liverpool are more than well covered in. We've got Diogo Jota, we've got Cody Gakpo, and we have Darwin, who can also play off the left. So even taking aside Darwin, this one doesn't make much sense to me unless Liverpool are perhaps looking to bring him in and loan him out in the future. I don't know. Also, an interesting tidbit came out today. The money that's been generated so far in the Champions League has been put out after 6 group stage games, and Liverpool topped the pile, the only club so far that have made over 80 million euro from this season's Champions League so far. Liverpool coming in with an impressive 82.9 million, just under 83 million euro. Next on the list, Bayern Munich, 73 million. Manchester City, the next highest English club, just under 70 million euro at 69.525 million. So there you can see that Liverpool are raking in the dough from this season's Champions League. And you know what I'm going to say now, John, don't you? make sure, we know where the money is now, John. It's in the Champions League by the looks of it, so make sure that Arna has a few bob in his pocket for the January transfer window, please and thank you. Next up, Martin Zubimendi. So I know there's been a lot of talk about Manchester City being in for him, and maybe he's going to leave Real Sociedad at the end of the season. A report from Jason Burt said that Martin Zubimendi is said to have reservations about the prospect of playing the role of understudy to Rodri once he returns, and could wait until the summer to determine his future. He should come to Liverpool. If he's going to leave Sociedad, I hope that he decides he's coming to Liverpool for a couple of reasons. One, Liverpool have put the hard yards in. Liverpool don't have 115 to 130 charges hanging over their heads. And a manager who has right now just won 1 game in 10. Now look, I never thought I would be saying that about a Pep Guardiola team, but it is a fact. They have only won 1 in 10, beaten last night by Juventus in the Champions League as well. So there's a lot of uncertainty around Manchester City. If he does leave Sociedad, common sense surely comes to Liverpool. And while we're speaking about that, did you guys see Steve McManaman said that he was pictured in a Liverpool shirt? Now, I've not seen this photo, nor have I seen anybody else mention it, but it was in his commentary. And in fact, you know what? I'll read it out to you. Speaking about it, he said, "No, you're right. Liverpool didn't envisage Gravenberch's form." He then went on to reply to Rio Ferdinand saying, "The fact that Martin Zubimendi was practically signed, pictured, kid on, etc., etc., and then he decided to go back on that and stay with Sociedad." I didn't know any of this, nor has anybody else mentioned it. So if he did get that far, surely then, if he decides he's leaving Sociedad, he will move to Liverpool, right? Because we heard that it was on good terms that he left, even though apparently he'd given Liverpool his word, then changed his mind. If he is to make a move away from Sociedad to the Premier League, why wouldn't he come to Liverpool? He obviously will get game time either alongside Gravenberch or rotating in and out with Gravenberch. We'll also be in a better position at Manchester City. We also don't have the charges hanging over our heads. So there's lots of reasons there why Zubimendi would be best suited to Liverpool Football Club. Now, I've held off the biggest thing till the end because you've started to see it maybe teased now from others on social media, but we really do get the feeling. In fact, I don't like to use the word sources because it's a bit cringy, but we've been pretty well informed that if Liverpool do look for a forward, Omar Marmoush is going to be that guy. Like I've said for many weeks and months on the channel, I've seen others on social media now start to tease it out a little bit. Are we going to have 2 Egyptian kings? This kind of thing. And look, I think they're right as well, because everything that we've been speaking about, everything we've been told, everybody we've spoken to, Marmoush looks like he would be that guy. So I don't know what happens with Darwin, I don't know what happens with our forward line, but if Liverpool do dip our toes into the transfer market for a forward, I would put my money down on Omar Marmoush being that guy. In fact, I put your money down on it if I was me as well, because that's how confident I am. So, well, let's wait and see what happens on it. I still don't understand why we're looking at forwards, unless, of course, we do have a view to moving one on, but that is the best of our information anyway, and it does tally with what others are now starting to say. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we look like we have a confirmed date for the last Merseyside Derby. The Daily Mirror have reported to say the last Merseyside Derby to be played at Goodison Park has been penciled in for Tuesday, the 11th of February. We did mention to you guys that once Liverpool had secured their place in the top 8 of the Champions League group stage or league phase, that would free up these dates, and as expected, looks like Everton-Liverpool, I should say, is going to slot in there on Tuesday, the 11th of February. So we have lots more tonight, and we have a bit on Trent Alexander-Arnold that we haven't gone into in this video. So do join us tonight for the late night agenda at 8:45, where we'll go through it all and answer any questions that you guys may have. Thank you once again for your incredible support of the channel. It means the absolute world to us as we continue our march towards 300,000 subscribers. We need you to hit that button along the way. Talk to you soon, my friends, and have yourselves a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.